He was glad of the money that it produced. I had a family, right? This family is just crazy. My wife, Marla, was a 6'7" guy. It gets stranger. My father-in-law was a 19-year-old student, but here comes the kicker. My son, was a young lady acrobat. So, talk about a screwed up family. Living in trees, firing crossbows? Sounds like The Simpsons. But we had fun doing it. It's one of those things that the fans pick up on. Almost every convention that we do, and we do a lot, there is someone with either got a copy of it or their references are to it. Going back onto that, when we were on Jedi, we were up in the Rebels, right? And I was told that, where the control bunker is, that was a complete old forest area where they pulled the trees out and built it. I was told, do not go offset in costume. I didn't realize, and some of you have the pennies just dropped. That, where we were shooting, is commonly known as Bigfoot country. Part of it. When you've got undergrowth that's 6 to 8 feet tall, I go wandering off in costume. I can see Mr. Magoo wandering around with a double-barrel shotgun. And there were certain places I didn't want buckshot. So I think with that we will draw the unless you want to say anything about stunts out there. Okay, carry on.
How did you feel when you were first shooting Star Wars? How did you feel? And after you saw the success of it, how did you feel about change?
First of all, the feeling, knowing that it was going to be that it was a B movie, okay? So you realized maybe it's going to go, maybe it's not. And the thing was that we never ever got to see the complete script. And also, the main shoot was in England, but all the special effects that were done in California. So you've got 6,000 miles of ocean between the special effects and the main shoot. So and they were rather secretive about showing babies, and because it was also done in a different format, they were using film as against digital. You didn't see the babies until 2 or 3 days afterwards. So there's that time lapse. And quite honestly, we were so busy rehearsing and stuff that you didn't even want to go. The time was so short, even though we were working 8, 10, 12-hour days. The time was so short that we hadn't got a chance to go and see anything. So you virtually had to wait until a crew show in London before you actually saw the finished product. And it changed everybody's life. And the way I feel at the moment, Star Wars is going to go on forever. Therefore, do not worry about the future of it, because it's going to be there for at least your generation and maybe longer, because the plans that they have are animated series probably next year or this year, later this year, and then we'll have a live action TV series. which stretches maybe 5 years. So Star Wars is not dead by any means. Yes, young man.
I don't know how many of you actually know this, but for a lot of us, when Star Wars first started, it was just another job. And in my business, we go from film to film to film, and we can do doing stunts, we can do 3 or 4 pictures in a week. But the main thing is that none of us really had an idea where this would go, and especially since Star Wars almost got canceled in the middle of production. The studio, George was over budget and over schedule, and if it wasn't for a gentleman by the name of Alan Ladd Jr., we all wouldn't be sitting here. Because he went to bat for Mr. Lucas, and we were able to finish the original Star Wars, and as Peter said, the rest is history. And I agree with Peter that it'll go on for generations and generations and generations. Now, my only problem is getting my own personal family to watch the movies in the first place.
Right, I think we have time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Young man in the white t-shirt.
How was it different on episode 3 as opposed to the original movies, working with things that aren't really there?
Obviously, you're working with blue screen, or blue green screen, or whatever. You have to use a lot more imagination to get the position of, take for example, the Jedi Council, where Chewie and Tarful are there. When we were actually shooting that, there was light stands marked as where the General Council would be. And the beauty of it, the modern photography, is that it all goes onto disc. So that when you shoot something, doesn't matter if it's wrong, you can look at it within 30 seconds, go back, shoot it again, and shoot it as many times as you want to on the same piece of film. Therefore, it produces a lot quicker production schedule. You know, you can do maybe 15 scenes in one day, or whereas in the old way of doing it with film, you maybe did 2 pages of script. Yeah, it all it's a lot better. It's a lot better, I think. 1 more question. Yeah.
Do you have any current projects that you're doing on TV right now?
Yeah, there's a little movie that we did last year that's also here. Yesterday Was a Lie. It screens at 4:30 in, I believe, this theater. It's a black and white movie. Chase Masterson from Deep Space, thank you. Deep Space Nine is one of the stars, so they will be. We're around. We're all in the autograph area. So that is my latest project, and we'll be around all weekend. And if you want to go and see the movie, come and see it, and we will be able to. We'll come and see, and you can ask us questions about it. The director's here, so you can get the actor's point of view as well as the director's. Okay? I think that's about it. Okay, yeah, that's it.
I just want to thank everybody for coming in. And if you have any other questions, especially as far as the stunts are concerned, then stop by in the autograph hall and I'll be happy to answer them for you.